Capricorns, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for May 2nd through the 8th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so Capricorn, this week we have a new moon in your 4th house. The house of home, family, and health is being activated. In fact, it has been activated already because that's where we've had the Sun, Mercury, and recently Venus come into this place. So there's a lot of this energy here relating to new beginnings around your foundations in life. And it's going to be subtle, of course, this week because the new moon will be on Friday. And so the new moon energy is a good time to just reflect, to listen. And that's setting the stage. That's planting the seeds. And this is new beginnings for, on the short term, the next 30 days, but on the long term, the next 6 months and 12 months, which is that solar cycle. So this is the time now where there's new foundations being built in your life. Could be with home, could be with family, could be with your health. And one thing too is that Mercury's retrograde, so not only is it a reflective time with the new moon, but you're learning about it. You want to be experimenting with all of this, trying new things, learning more about it. You know, if it's about your personal home or redoing things around the home or relating to relocation or whatever it might be, it's a good time to be doing the examination, the redoing, the rethinking. And in terms of your health, maybe learning more about health or your past or your roots or your family, you know, in the past sense, or your lineage. So that's the reflective energy. And I think as we go into next week, then we'll start to feel more of that forward moving energy cultivating with this area. But this is the area of new beginnings, and it is in Aries, you know, which is a very active time for all of us. But with you, there's a bit of this lowering of energy because you have the sun down here at the bottom of your chart. You know, the sun's strongest and, you know, at its best up here at the 10th, or in terms of how it can express itself easier is up here at the 10th. So when it comes to you expressing yourself and that energy, it's a bit lowered right now. And it's for the reason that when you are connecting at home or with family or with your health, that's where you're gaining energy. That's where you're gaining that prana at the moment. So trying new things with that, planting new seeds, setting new intentions, learning about it. Mercury is retrograde involving your 6th and your 9th house as well, because he rules those areas. So every time Mercury goes retrograde, it's a rethinking about your routine or your work or your regimens when it comes to your health. And also your life path is going through a re-examination over these next few weeks. So rethinking about that. How are things unfolding in the big picture? How can you modify, change your worldview, your perspective, maybe about these home matters, these possibilities or whatever. And one thing I want to say too is you got Venus down here, so there's relationships, there's connections. There should be good, strong connections with your family or your soul family, or just connecting with others in an emotional, sentimental, and caring sort of way. And this new moon is going to be conjoining up to that Mercury and Venus, so there could be new beginnings with your routine, with your life path, with relationships on some level for all of us. But for you specifically, maybe there's some new beginnings with your self-expression, cultivating. New beginnings with your career or your productive life. All right, so a lot of areas are being activated with this. And as you can see here, it's forming a kite, which is a very supportive aspect involving this new moon. It's going to be sextiling up to Neptune, trining up to Pluto and Jupiter. All these blue aspects here. So the aspects this week are associated with this new moon, and it starts on Monday and Tuesday with that trine up to Jupiter. All right, so this has been the possibilities for you to get deep for about the past 9 months. Jupiter in the 9th house, or excuse me, in the 8th house, has been showing you the importance of vulnerability with self, openness with self, which then leads to vulnerability and openness in your relationships and in all areas of life. And releasing old habit patterns. You could be gaining a lot of wisdom, and I think have been, about transformation, about letting go of old habit patterns that are no longer serving us. Now that Jupiter is going to go direct next week on Monday, So a lot of this stuff is going to start to move forward where you'll really start to see, like you did 4 or 5 months ago and before, the opportunities to connect deeper, to transform, to have healthier intimacy, deeper intimacy in relationships, healthy codependency, interdependency, the 8th house stuff, which is the new beginnings for you because you've got the North Node transiting into this 8th house this year for the first time in 18 years for the next 2 years. It's a great time to be connecting to what really matters in life, to opening up, all of that. So very supportive this week with those things, specifically Monday and Tuesday. And then as we go into the weekend, that new moon will be on Friday. And then over the weekend, the sun does trine up to Pluto. So here's where the deep side of this comes in. With all these deep changes that have been happening to you on a deep level, psychologically, unconsciously, perhaps. A lot of fears and stuff being burned away, being transformed. Anxieties. About uncertainty, about acceptance. So this is very supportive, and I think specifically around Friday and the weekend, it's an excellent time to dive deep, to see where there might be some attachments, some fears, unconscious ones, where we're not letting go. Where if we do accept things for how they are, there can be a tremendous amount of peace in that and tranquility in that. And I think that's directly supporting these new beginnings with your personal life, with this 4th house. You know, because it could be your home, could be with family, could be your health, but it could also be with anyone or anything you're sentimentally connected with, your personal life. So very powerful with that. And then also over the weekend, the North Node does trine up to Mercury. So there is insights being gained, again, not only about the home and family stuff, but also about what really matters. The unveiling, the deep truths of not only yourself, but of life and of the world, if that's the case. All right, so a great weekend for all those 8th house things, getting deep, intimate, and continuing to spend time, I think, with family or at home, setting some new intentions there, getting your roots established, setting new intentions in the short term and the long term with that. I think you can enjoy that. I think there's a lot of new things coming out from that. And this kite is really supporting it. A lot of support to make whatever changes might be necessary here. In just your spiritual self, but also in your emotional body. Getting rid of old emotional patterns, attachments, and things. And again, that intimacy can be very deep with self. There's an opportunity for that, just helping you see things even further. And one thing I want to say too is this kite is going to be sextiling up to that Neptune in the 2nd house. So this has been all about you letting go when it comes to the material realm. At least that's what's, you know, creating this this focal point of this kite. Is how you can really let go of the material realm in terms of maybe the financial or material stuff, if that's the case. The simple pleasures, your values, basically the things you want to attract in life will come to you, but it's through letting go. It's through surrendering any type of attachment, any type of specific outcomes with them, or mental, you know, wanting it, possessing it, owning it. That's been Neptune in your 2nd house, really helping you connect to the true values of life and beyond just the surface level of the things. So that's the sextile up to that all week. Can be, again, tranquil, easygoing. There's definitely that opportunity when it comes to, you know, the key to that is when it comes to you guys letting go with the values. All right, so Capricorn, have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.